Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. On this video, I am going to explain a real case example why planning role is important. On the real example, I will take one of the project that is Nagdhunga Naubise Mugling corridor of Nepal and what lesson we can learn in terms of planning from this project. First, let's understand the project overview. It is a critical 38-kilometer upgrade of Nepal main highway. So to improve the connectivity and the trade, it was funded by the World Bank to reduce the travel time and enhance road safety and crucial for the economical growth. It is also designed for the efficient transportation and it faced unexpected challenges leading to subsequent delay. It's a critical 94.7 km trade corridor. It is used to connect the Kathmandu to Birgunj, Nepal primary north-south trade link, and it is used to upgrade the two-lane Asian highway standard under World Bank finance strategical road connectivity trade improvement project. The total length is 94.7 km. So Nagdhunga Naubise is 12.3 km. Naubise to Mugling 82.4 km. And the implementing agency was Department of Road, Nepal government, and it was funded by World Bank. And the contract type was traditional item rate with 5 years maintenance period. For this project, there were many government agents and institute framework. So Department of Road was there, Deployment and Coordination Implementation Division will be there, and Project Coordination Unit and Maintenance and Planning Branch, National Project Council. So there were many departments in this one. So they need to take approval from it, and they were not coordinating with each other, which was the main reason for the project failure. And there was no one to take the decision. So one was the problem of duplicate approval, unclear maintenance across the agency led directly to administrative burden and delay in the execution of the project in every stage. In the project, we understand that there was the planning and design shortcoming. There were one of the problem was the environment clearance, the 2 year bottleneck. There were inadequate pre-design survey. In the early stage, there was not sufficient early stage survey that failed to capture the overall scope of the environment, utility constant, and before the contract were signed. Due to this reason, there might occur the change in the project. Another is a tree cutting approval. In this project, the average tree cutting was 2 years due to the duplicated survey, multiple agency, or change in the political status or use of the limited digital tool that was not reflected in the initial schedule. Another was the compensatory plantation. This environmental and social impact assessment mandatory that we need to plant 25 new plants after we cut one tree. So requiring extensive coordination with the district forest office and community forest user group. So these were the bottleneck regarding the environment clearance which the government failed to do it. Land acquisition. For the construction of road, the main thing is the land acquisition. The responsibility of land acquisition comes up from the government. So nearly 1.50 longer than the plan. So land acquisition was one of the greatest bottleneck for this project and recurring crisis across the Nepalese infrastructure pipeline. The reason for this one is outdated valuation method. The compensation rate was based on the government rate and there is a dispute between the landowner, the state, and negotiations go for month and month for the valuation proposed. Fragmented land record. The reason was incomplete and inconsistent ownership record across the local office made title verification slow and legally consent. The reason was that it was not coordinated with the properly with the stakeholder. Data is not collected about the land, who owns that land, that caused a delay in the project. Narrow right of way and large disruption. So even acquiring the strip within the existing 50-meter right of way, there need to be negotiation and administrative gridlock. So these are the problem because land are very expensive. The land near the highway are very expensive and the compensation rate which the government provide and the real rate and the field is different due to which the land is difficult. A bill of quantity. As we have seen in the previous slide, there is a change in the scope. The government do not have enough scope of the project that create a scope creep in the one of the reason was the community infrastructure, the waiting shed, market shed, and public utility, which was incorporated in the BOK, but it was included a provision some or public utility rather than a detailed market-based unit, right? That creates a dispute in the people. The financial was not correct, brings a variation order and cost dispute across the contractor and true scope of utility relocation and community structure on site is not accurate. So the reason was provision of some predictable non-infrastructure are a planning failure, not a contingency tool. They should not be on the contingency which was included in VOP. This was the failure on the government side. So contractor and procurement, contract strategy mismatch with the project complexity. We can say that they had the two contractor and one the supervisor. So item rate contract placed as a design accuracy risk for the Department of Road for complex high slope excavation utility relocation. Design built or EPC model would be better rather than providing the item-based contract which brings a variation in the project. Nepal is a country that holds the longest World Bank financial procurement timeline, averaging 231 days versus the regional average of 192 days. So paper-based process, mandatory lowest bid requirement, strict penalty cost, and compound delay should be included in the project. Cash financial management. Another is cash rationalization underestimated in the construction. In the construction quality, we can see that if we see the cost distribution in over 1 to 11 month, only the 60% of cost are spent, and in the end final year of month 40% of the cost are spent. So contractor artificial escalate or to absorb the fund directly, compromising the construction quality, adding inflexibility near relocation rules cause a 60 days delay just to relocate the periodic maintenance budget under the SRCTIP. So this also one of the ratio to absorb the budget in the final fiscal year. The contractor do the gross in the final month of the financial year. So success highlight when bureaucracy clears, infrastructure deliver. To improve payment quality, complete section measure better ride quality and structure durability along the full 90.74 km. What was the success that need? Enhanced road safety. We heard that most of the accident occur in the Mugling Kathmandu road, so it will provide a road safety upgrade that helps to reduce the accident in the Nepalese sector and also reduce the travel time. To cover the 92.4 km, it will take more than 8 hours, which it will decrease. It will help to reduce the travel time by the end of this project deliver. So what can be improved so that the project was delivered on the time? The first one is early planning. We need to plan early, so land acquisition delay was there, the site was not clear, that enable delay in the project. So we need to engage early contract stakeholder, negotiate it with it, and pre-execution budget. We need to have accurate baseline data. We need to provide all the geological hydraulic utility before design that reduce the revision bill of quantity and mismatch the preventing cost overrun in the project. Realistic scheduling. We need to have the detailed schedule, integrated environment approach, utility, relocation, monsoon downfall, create achievable milestones, and avoid idle contractor period. So the schedule was not realistic in it. Another was the risk assessment. The scope, stability, landside risk modeling in the planning was not included in the plan. The risk was not incorporated in the project, and that caused the project delay and create a challenge in the project. So structure planning would have cut down the delay by 30 to 40%, reduce cost escalation, improve integrity agency coordination across the Department of Road, provincial and local body. This way we can provide the planning to. So what can be done in smart planning approach for future strategic roadway? We need to implement the advanced project planning tools, integrated framework that could transfer the road project deliver in Nepal. So for efficient and value for money, we need to have GIS-based land and assist map to find out what is the clear, identify the right of way, utility approach before the contract award, and reducing the complete later. And we need to have the pre-feasibility and engineering study. We need to make the BOQ detailed plan document of the road so that we can minimize the variation in the project. Another one is the stakeholder and compensation planning. As we need the land for the deployment, we need to engage with the landowner and local body early to prevent dispute and build community trust and streamline land acquisition. Another is the digital project control, BIM model or e-modeling. We need to have real-time project tracking and risks that allow the transparency, accountability, proactive problem solving. Integrated coordination framework. We need to have joint planning meeting between the Department of Road, local government, finance alignment, and responsibility, and forecasting the collaboration between them, which that was lacking in this project. So these tools help to reduce cost certainty, minimize the risk, escalate the implementation, and help Nepal to achieve the true value for money in road infrastructure delivery. So what can be the lesson learned from this project can be is we need to fast track the land acquisition. So we need to get the land within the 6 month or 1 month to go in the project into track. We need to refine the POK practice. We need to establish re-estimate the bill of quantity or do the detailed surveying before we commence the project or provide the variable utility that need to be relocated or market-based unit rate integrated into the baseline of POK. We need to have disbursement schedule. From disbursement schedule, we need to have a schedule that verify the physical progress milestone ending the destruction year in spending, how much we spend, what value we get. We need to understand the balance management in the schedule wise also. We need to have streamlined procurement. We need to establish single window road project hub, consulting Department of Road, DF, Department Forest Officer, municipal approval to cut the 231 days procurement and 2 year tree cutting timeline. We need to remove that procurement timeline by coordinating with those all the people. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my channel, please like, share and subscribe. And if you find this video useful, please click on the bell button. Thank you.